Hello everyone, welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle, and today I just wanted to make breaking news for you guys today. So RFK Jr. is officially suspending his campaign and backing Trump for president, officially. So RFK Jr. is officially backing Trump and endorsing him, and this is probably the greatest endorsement Trump could have gotten in this race as of right now, because Kennedy has been taking from Trump, especially after Kamala Harris dropped out. So it has been a really big issue for Trump, especially. So when RFK Jr. did suspend his campaign and he officially backed Trump, this is going to help Trump a tremendous amount. And I'll actually show you exactly why after I read this for you guys. So independent presidential candidate RFK Jr. on Friday dropped out of his House bid for and announced support for former President Donald Trump, issuing broadsides against the Democrat Party handling of the primary elections and media censorship. Kennedy said that the Democrat Party waged continental legal welfare against both President Trump and him and ran a sham primary, which is very true. And Kennedy's campaign is asking swing states to remove his name off the ballot because he does not want to be a spoiler. So he will remain on all states that are considered red or blue, but he will be taking off swing states. And I think this is really interesting of him to do. So he actually wants to not play spoilers, so he doesn't want to be on swing states, but he does want people that did really, really support him in the deep blue or deep red states to show that their vote actually mattered to Kennedy. Now, obviously, playing spoiler is a very, very bad thing, so I can see why he doesn't want to play spoiler, especially if he wants to endorse Trump. So I can understand that, but I can also understand why he wants to stay on the ballot in other states, mainly because, I mean, obviously there's people that are just nonstop Kennedy supporters and they just can't support it. They just don't want to support anyone else. Like, for example, if it was me, if I didn't support Trump and it was maybe another Republican on the ballot, I probably would have supported Kennedy. But I'm in a deep red state. I wouldn't have. I would have probably voted Kennedy regardless, because I do align with a lot of his values, but not all of his values. But then with Trump, obviously, I'm definitely supporting Trump no matter what. But it's just to give you an example that some people do support Kennedy very much so and are big fans of him, and obviously you just shouldn't take him off of all ballots. But I can completely understand swing states because you don't want to be a spoiler. You don't want to rig the election in some aspect just because of your name, and I can completely understand that. And the announcement does end his long-time environmental activist and vaccine skepticism campaign. But other than that, I don't think he really talks about much else on here, from what I can tell. Oh yeah, it did talk about some other things as well, but I'll actually show you them on X. So this is actually the video of him actually endorsing Trump. Throwing his support for Trump. So I'll show you it right here. Let me show you the video.
And run as an independent, and now to throw my support to President Trump. The causes were free speech, a war in Ukraine, and the war on our children. I've already described some of my personal experiences and struggles with the government's censorship industrial complex. I want to say a word about the Ukraine war. The military industrial complex has provided us with.
Yeah, so he is throwing his support behind Trump right there, if you saw that, when you saw that video. And I also want to show the video of Trump thanking his endorsement. And I'm also going to show some other things that I also saw as well, which is pretty cool. So let's do the Trump one first. This is when he thanked him for it.
Endorsement. We just had a very nice endorsement from RFK Jr., Bobby. And I'll be talking about that. We're heading out right after this. We're going to be going to Arizona. We'll be talking about that and a lot of other things too. But I just want to thank everybody. And I want to thank Bobby. That was very nice. That was really very nice. That's big. He's a great guy, respected by everybody. We just had a very nice.
Okay, that's that. Yeah, that's when he officially thanked him, and I also said we are officially the party of unity, which I completely agree about. We are officially the party of the unity because getting RFK Jr.'s endorsement really shows that RFK Jr. doesn't want the Democrats whatsoever, and he is a Democrat himself. You got to remember that he was a Democrat, and he is a part of the Kennedy family. So that's a massive, massive endorsement you can have. And I believe there's another video here, if I can find it specifically. I should be able to, yeah, here's this one. So discussing why support, okay, no, that's the discussing portion. That's the discussing portion. There was another video, yeah, right here, where this is where he blasts the Democrat Party. I won't go through all of it, but I will show a little bit.
For President of the United States. I began this journey as a Democrat, the party of my father, my uncle, the party which I pledged my own allegiance to long before I was old enough to vote. I attended my first Democratic convention at the age of 6 in 1960. And back then, the Democrats were the champions of the Constitution, of civil rights. The Democrats stood against authoritarianism, against censorship, against colonialism, imperialism, and unjust wars. We were the party of labor, of the working class. The Democrats were the party of government transparency and the champion of the environment. Our party was the bulwark against big money interests and corporate power. True to its name, it was the party of democracy. As you know, I left that party in October because it had departed so dramatically from the core values that I grew up with. It had become the party of war, censorship, corruption, big pharma, big tech, big ag, and big money. When it abandoned democracy...
Yeah, he's basically talking about how bad the Democrat Party was now, and it wasn't a party of how it was when he was a kid and when he was growing up and everything like that. Even him stating that it was the party of democracy based on its name, which is basically what the Democrat Party is supposed to be standing for, he completely was spot on with saying how it's not the party of democracy anymore, which is a complete fact. And I believe there's another video here, if I can find it. There should be another one I talked about here somewhere. Okay, so that was the brothers one, my internal polling. Okay, I don't see it on here, but specifically the one I was going to be talking about as well was when, so RFK Jr. was talking about how Kamala, actually, oh yeah, actually, no, I think I saved this. Yes, I did. So it's somewhere here, down here it should be, because I did type, yes, right here. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says that Vice President Harris refused to talk to him or meet with him. So that was also another thing he talked about in his speech. That's what I wanted to talk about as well. So basically, Vice President Harris didn't even want to talk to him. And she preaches about being cooperative, being a part of unity, and everything in between. But she doesn't want to talk to someone she disagrees with on several issues with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., even though he has Democrat values. She didn't want to even speak with him. But then there's Trump, that full-on Republican, has several issues with certain things with Kennedy, but is cooperating with him on a civil level with everyone that hates about Trump, and he's literally being cooperative. It just shows that Trump is for the people and actually cares about what people think, and that's what really matters. And to show right here, this is the general election looking right now. It's 1.5 for Harris as of right now. But if I show you right here what it looked like with RFK Jr. and obviously Stein and West on the ballot, you got a Harris +2. So you got a Harris +2, and that's about 5 on the average, where Kennedy takes from, more or less, most of it takes from Trump. So if you get at least 2 or maybe 3 of that 5, you're winning the popular vote and definitely the election. And I'll also show you some other states just to show you. So I'll go by them really quick. So and these are swing states, by the way. So here's Arizona. It's a 0.6 for Harris, for the 5-way. This is the 5-way. So it's a 0.6 for Harris. And Kennedy takes almost 6 points from Trump. Even barely getting 1 would win him that state. Then you got Nevada here. You got Nevada. Trump's leading in Nevada even with Kennedy on the ballot. But you got that 5 from Kennedy. He could sweep Nevada by a bunch because of it. And then you have Wisconsin here. Even though they always overperform for some reason they always underperform with Democrats, but just basing it off on the RCP, Harris is leading by 1.5 with 5 for Kennedy. You get 3 of those. You get Trump winning that state. Then you got Michigan here. You got Michigan. This one's a little bit different though, but it's still possible. So you got a Harris 2.4. You got Kennedy almost getting 6. You get 3 of those, you win Michigan as well. Technically, you already won the election at that point. Then you got Pennsylvania here. This one's a little bit less, but this is Pennsylvania. You got Harris plus 2. You got Kennedy 4.4 on the average. You get like 3 of those, or two of those, or a little bit. Then you get Trump winning Pennsylvania. Then you got North Carolina. You got it as a theoretical tie right now. But you got Kennedy having 4.3, probably taken from Trump mostly. And you get some of that going to Trump. You literally win North Carolina. And then you have the last one, which is Georgia. Now, Trump overperforms with Georgia with Kennedy on the ballot, but there's that 4 with Kennedy. You get that going to Trump, you're going to win Georgia by a decent amount. So basically, in that scenario, Trump wins Wisconsin, he wins Michigan, he wins all of these states and sweeps the election. And even though PA is a little bit different, but PA would also be counted in there. And I just want to show Virginia. So here's Virginia. You got a, let me look at the 5-way. Here's the 5-way. 3.5 for Harris. You got that 6.5 for Kennedy. And if Trump can even get like 4 of that, then he wins Virginia. You know, Virginia, of all states, Trump could win. And then let me just show the state of Minnesota. This one's a little bit different, but I still want to show it. So here's the state of Minnesota. It has, as of right now, a Harris plus 6. You got a 7 for Kennedy, and obviously, based on that, Trump only could win if he got all of like Kennedy's support in that poll, basically. But technically, Trump could win in that scenario, but I just don't see it happening because of that. But that really shows that Trump can win the election in so many ways now because of Harris. I mean, because of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. being able to endorse Trump like that. That just really helped his chances in so many ways, and it just helped so much. But yeah, that is the election right there. It honestly, it's going to be, I wouldn't say an easy win for Trump, but it's going to be easier than what it would have been because of Kennedy doing that. So a great endorsement by Kennedy. Trump's going to definitely be improving in the polls now, especially in battleground states. And it's really going to matter in the end. Because that Kennedy was taking a lot from Trump, and him endorsing Trump, even if he gets half his supporters or a quarter of his supporters, it can easily still win him the election in those battleground states specifically. But anyway, guys, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I just really wanted to make this video, and this will be coming out the day of because it is breaking news after all. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think will happen with this Kennedy endorsement. For me personally, I think it helps Trump a lot. I do think he might get maybe a quarter or half of the Kennedy support that Kennedy is basically pulling in. That's what I expect to happen, but we'll end up seeing what actually happens, obviously, in the next few weeks. But in my opinion, that's what I'm expecting to happen. This is going to be the party of unity. The Republican Party is officially going to be the party of unity, and we're going to really see how it's going to go going forward, especially with the Trump administration when he wins the election because of this. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.